Okay, so today we're gonna reflect on CSAC badminton. So this experience was really good. We won. We came in first place.
Yeah, we came in fourth. It was also pretty good though because we exceeded our expectations.
Yeah. So this year it was at Yangon, and first we had really bad, we weren't happy to go to Yangon in the beginning, but then turns out that the trip was really, really good, and we enjoyed ourselves a lot.
It was quite an interesting experience as a lot of us hadn't been to Burma before, so we found it pretty interesting.
Being involved in this CAS experience was really valuable because it's what I've been doing for the past for a long time already, and I enjoy it every single time. And every time I go to these events, I learn a lot of new things. I meet new people, get new friends. So it's really good being involved in this, and it was also really competitive. So it was a challenge for me as an athlete.
For me, it was also very valuable as it was my first CSAC, so I had a lot of fun and met a lot of new people and got really close to all my teammates. And I thought it was really fun to be in the competitive environment and try. I don't know. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So the first learning outcome that I touched on was challenge and skills. You mean
Huh?
Do you already have challenge and skills for learning outcome?
I don't know my outcome.
The first learning outcome that we both touched on was challenge and skills. So, as I mentioned before, the competition was really, really competitive, especially for the guys, because all of the teams were super strong. I can't imagine playing against any of them. But for a challenge, because I was playing Seed 1, there was a lot of pressure, and all of the Seed 1s from the other schools were really good as well. So I had to have really good concentration, and I had to try my best and try to intimidate my opponent. But yeah, it wasn't easy because all the pressure, not from my coach, but I just wanted to do well, so that was very pressuring.
And for our team, we were doing, for my challenge and skills, so at the beginning of the season, we were really, really, really bad. so I thought that it was really challenging for us, especially since I was playing doubles with Pete. We thought it was pretty challenging to get better and get good enough to beat some of the teams at CSAC. So yeah.
Which they did. They won a lot of matches that were really tough. For skills and for commitment and perseverance, these two kind of go together because for commitment and perseverance, the sport requires a lot of training. During the first 2 weeks of training that we had, we were all really we couldn't play properly.
Yeah.
We were still kind of hard, not warmed up yet. But then, so we realized that we need a lot of training, and also because this season was really short compared to the other seasons. We only had a month and a bit to train, to go to all the competitions and to do all the friendly matches. We actually had only 10 to 15 trainings maximum before CSAC, which was really hard because it was a tough competition. And what do we have to do? Extra training.
So basically on some of the weekends we came in to train extra because, as she said, we only had barely any time to practice, and some people in our team, so for the seniors, they also had exams at this time, mock exams, so it was really hard to train as a team, so we all had to come in and put in extra work, and
yeah, we had to organize training outside of school facilities during the break, the October, or the February?
February break.
The February break, we had to have a lot of trainings outside. And even though this is more like an individual sport unless you're playing doubles, but the whole team matters because in the end, in order to beat the team you're competing with, you have to win 3 matches. So even though you're on your own, you still have to win for the team collectively. So yeah, that was really good.
And for one of the things that PT just mentioned, this connects to one of my learning outcomes as well, which was working collaboratively. So basically, like, especially for my case, I'm not so sure about PT. I had to work with my doubles partner and train really hard, and we actually trained by ourselves as well. So we had to really collaborate and communicate well in order to beat the other teams, which we ended up doing for some games.
What were some of the challenges for playing doubles?
I think like coordination, and like especially if one of the doubles is like a bit off on that day. Like for example, I got a fever, and it was probably really hard for Pete to play with me because like I kept messing up, but we ended up winning the game because like we coordinated and collaborated quite well, and we trained quite a lot together.
Overall, the experience itself was really good. We got to see like new culture because in Burma it's different, but also the events that they had for us, like the gala dinner, was really nice.
Yeah.
The hotel was super good.
Yeah.
And what might we need to do next time? Also, next year, it's our last CSAC, last CSAC of the season, and like the last CSAC we'll have. So that's even like more pressure to win.
I think like for me, the best experience was probably like just connecting with my teammates. So like making new bonds. But like next year, I think the best. I think next year the thing we need to do is go win, but we also need to have a lot of fun because it's our last CSAC for a lot of us in the team.
For the guys, they have one person leaving, right? Which is Jeff,
yeah, we have
he's
Jeff
a senior. He was singles too, so that's going to be quite hard. For us, Joy and Sherry Ann are both leaving, and they're like singles 2 and 3, so they're our main players.
Yeah.
So losing them definitely next year will be a lot, like way more challenging. Especially
this year wasn't a challenge for them.
Yeah, it wasn't that hard, but we still had to train. But next year, with all the year 10 kids, it will be really hard.
Yeah.
And also, what was I gonna say? Oh, last CSAC next year. For them, their whole team after next year is gone. Like the whole team will be seniors.
So I think next year we really need to focus on winning as well because like it's our last year, it's our last try.
Yeah. So, what will you do next time differently? What will be improved?
Probably train more with like even though we trained a lot already, maybe train off season as well. Just to like make sure we can, because we sort of underestimated the other teams. They were really good. Yeah. So
and also we'll have mocks like 2 weeks before CSAC, so I feel like training way before off season will be really helpful.
Yeah, it will.